Good evening and welcome to yet another month's open mic session of the Speaker Club. Today, the theme is very special and dear to us with the simple line, "What's your passion?" Just the mention of the word passion would have ignited a thought in your mind. Hold on to that. Ask yourself, why did this thought come to my mind? Or why did this thing come to my mind when I heard the word passion? Passion is something that ignites deep within us what we truly are made for. Need not be always professionally and the money minting thing that we often confuse it to, but the fact of whatever that we were innately made with a purpose deep rooted within us, that's what passion is, what I feel. Because Benjamin Franklin beautifully said this. Some people die at the age of 25, but aren't buried until they turn 75. A simple fact of life is whenever we are doing something with deep rooted passion and our involvement and engagement at a deeper level from who we are and what we are doing, the passion reflects. It reflects in everything that we do, and it is visible in us by everyone who's around us. Now, I just want you to ask you to reflect on the people that come to your mind when I say these words: best teacher, best cook, best service experience in a restaurant or something, best driver. I didn't mention only about creative things. I mentioned about everything and anything with the word best. And yet, you had someone in your mind who popped because they delivered passion in what they did, irrespective of whatever they did. So you could think, what is driving? What is a restaurant waiter doing? Doesn't matter. If it is passion and what you deliver it with, it will make its own mark. And you, with whatever you do with passion, you will make your mark. And the theme for today's meeting is this precisely about what is it that gets you excited? What's your passion? Looking forward to listening to stories, experiences, or thoughts about what you feel about passion. Could be your passion story, or it could also be your passion doing the talking and need not be talking at all. Whatever form of expression that you want to, the stage is all yours for you to express about the theme. What's your passion? With that, let's get going with who would like to come first to express themselves about the theme that we have for today. If it's passion, I think I was waiting for a fight to happen. Let me go first. I'll come first. I can see the smiles, but no raise of hands. Uma ma'am is our always saving grace. I'm waiting to give a chance to someone else. Otherwise, Uma ma'am is always there for us. Uh, Sri Krishna, Dinesh, and Pawan, if you could switch on your videos, Subbu also, it'll be great. It'll be a good experience for us to all engage while someone speaks with the videos on. Okay. Who would like to go first? Anyone among the guests? Subbu, Dinesh, or Pawan? The rest are members, so they'll be having their own choices with regard to coming first. But yeah, if you would like to go, otherwise we'll have the member first. Let's go with Uma ma'am then, the usual first in our club, the most passionate when it comes to public speaking and excitement to share her thoughts and wisdom. Uma ma'am, Madhu, can you be the timer if it's possible? Is it possible to take the timer app?
Oh, okay. I will see. Actually, I'm a shift. I'm
No problem, no problem.
moving. Yeah.
I'll just switch it on. The reason why I'm saying timer specifically today is because I know it's passion, and sometimes we are lost in our passion. So
Hmm,
lost that we lose the track of time. Okay, you have started it. Wonderful. Thank you.
yeah.
So with that, Umar, the stage is all yours.
Your passion is your sport. Play it. This was a beautiful quote that I listened today. Imagine it is a Sunday morning and all of you reserve it for relaxation. But for me, I'm ready to gather all my materials and I'm ready for my Toastmasters meeting and also to teach children spoken English classes. And my niece is laughing at me. Aunt, we are all getting ready to go for a movie, and you are always ready to attend a Toastmasters meeting or teach your students spoken English. What is this? But I told her, this is my passion. I love doing this. I enjoy teaching and I love to be with children. Yes, friends, that which you do with interest, with joy, where you lose count of time, that is passion. I was just browsing through some stories today to relate to you what is real passion. There was this boy Jack who was sitting in a playground watching his friends playing football, and his friends were teasing him as he was busily writing some poems. And they came and told him, "Why are you writing poems like a sissy? Why don't you come and play football with us?" And he felt upset. Then a wise man came and sat near him and told him, "Why are you upset? Do you think that all of us are different? Are we not different?" The boy said, "Yes, yes, we all are different. We are all unique. Imagine you have a toolbox. If there was only jigsaw in that, will it serve the purpose to the carpenter? Will he be able to fix the nails? Will the screwdriver? He needs a screwdriver. He needs a hammer to fix the nail properly, is it not? So each tool has a different purpose. Just like that, you are interested in writing poems. They are interested in playing football. Some may be interested in acting. So each of us have different purposes in life. Just go ahead with your purpose. Don't bother what others say about you. Just do what you love. So this story really inspired me and resonated with my passion. It's okay if somebody is interested in going for a movie, let them go. I want to teach. I want to give voice and empower my students. It's so heartwarming to see my students speak a new language when they are struggling and when they say, "Ma'am, I have learned English because of you." It's nice to hear a mentee saying, "Ma'am, I improved because you mentored me." So that is my passion, and I enjoy giving voice to the voiceless. What is your passion? Do tell me. Over to you.
Thank you, Uma ma'am. Just to talk about the passion that she has. Uma ma'am, I think to what I remember, she joined the Speaker Club meetings somewhere around 20th or 22nd session of when we started the Speaker Club initiative in 2020. And to what I am aware of the 180 sessions that have happened until now, from the time that she started. Now, coincidentally, with this is our 199th Speaker Club session. Today, it's our 199th, including the inner circle sessions and all, including. Of the 180 sessions that have happened since she has known about the Speaker Club initiative, to what I'm aware of, she's attended more than 170 of them. And that's the passion that she has for sharing or voicing out her passion and her message. And let me warn you, it's not that it was all good times that these 180 sessions have happened. Because a lot of you all have already known Uma ma'am. She lost a son during this journey. She lost a husband during this journey. And yet, week after week, she made sure to stay connected with her passion. And probably that is the reason she could survive through a lot of these things, because she was connected with her passion and still joined every single meeting. That's what passion does to you. I always tell this to people. A passion, you don't own a passion. The passion owns you. That's the power of a true passion and knowing what your purpose is. Thank you, ma'am, for always being an inspiration of what passion stands for. And I always look up to you. Thank you. Let's go with the next speaker now. Hi, Priya. Hi, Meenakshi. Hi, Sneha. We are ongoing with our speeches and everyone sharing their passion. What's their passion? It can be a speech, a thought about passion, or your own story of what you are passionate about. Or even better, let your passion do the talking. If it's some poetry or shairi or something that excites you and that you're passionate about, let that do the talking about how passionate you are about something. Thank you. Let's move to the next speaker. The guests, please let us know if you are interested to go. Please raise your hands. We'll have you first. No issues. Who's coming up? Aarti? The mundi is healing. Over to you, Aarti. Madhu, the timer, please. Start when she starts. Over to you.
It was 3 a.m. in the morning, and I heard my father scream in pain. My mother came and woke my sister and I, saying that it's time we take dad to the hospital. And all four of us wanted to rush to the hospital. Now the question was, who's going to drive the car? Of course, my dad was in pain. Second, my mother said, he's in pain and I am super anxious. I can't drive. The question was between me and my sister. My younger sister drove the car. At that moment, I realized, having been learned to drive car when I was 18, I'm 25 today, I still have not learned the confidence or have not learned to overcome the fear of driving a car. But that moment made me feel, tomorrow, what will I do if such circumstance occurs again? Am I not going to learn driving at all ever? Or am I going to give up? Now, what does this have to do with passion? This was a state of life where I was not passionate about life itself. I didn't have the willingness to do anything or learn anything. But this moment of survival made me learn a life skill. It's not that I didn't have a license back then. I had a license, but I never mastered or I never wanted to develop and continue to learn driving the car. But I took a pause there and I went back to the days where I had actually been a learner throughout my life. Since 5, I've been learning Bharatanatyam. Since 12, I've been learning Odissi. Since school, I've been giving public speaking in schools, in competitions, everywhere. But where did my learning stop? And that's when I realized that every time somebody asks, what is your dream? What is your ambition? Or what is your passion? I didn't have one concrete answer. But then I realized, what if I try many things and I might find one? And that is when I started developing this art of learning, the continuous learning as a process. As and when I started learning, there were many skills that I learned. For example, an art skill. Today, I can profoundly create mandala art, Varli art. I can create origamis. I can make painting out of stones. I can make painting out of bottles. I can make painting out of coffee. And tell me more what you want. I can now do a little bit of boxing. I have a boxing bag here. I teach dance. I learn dance. I know pottery and I can do more. I did all this only because I wondered, what if I can find my passion through this process? So I know today for a fact that the real passion lies not in one thing. I am not a master of one, but I can be a jack of all. So my passion is a continuous process of learning. What is yours? Thank you. Over to Rahul.
Thank you, Aarti. I like the last line when you said, I don't have one, but many. And sometimes we often think that some people are just born with something. Some people have just found it. They're the lucky ones. But probably the insight from your speech is the very fact of how people find their passion. Some live their entire lives to realize what their passion is at the fag end of their life. And yet they begin their journey having found it at that age also. Probably that's the way or that's a path to finding your passion. Thank you, Aarti, for that wonderful insight that keep shooting. You never know the star that will spark when you and your passion connects. Wonderfully said. Thank you. Let's move on to the next speaker. Who would like to come next? Priya, would you like to share something or you want to wait still? Over to you then. We have a time limit of 3 to 3.5 minutes. So that's the time that you have.
Okay.
Over to you. The timer is Madhu. Can you see the timer? If you are on mobile, you'll need to pin Madhu then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then wonderful. The stage is all yours now.
Okay. My passion was actually something that I wanted to overcome. I wanted to overcome this deficiency, this challenge that was there. And that was about communication and self-expression. I realized this early on in my life when I was in the college and I could barely speak. I was dumbfounded in front of a group of people, and I said that this is one thing that I really need to overcome. I was looking for all avenues and platforms which could allow me to deliver anything that I would want to from my mouth, formulate my thoughts and verbally deliver them. But I found none. At that time, I realized that I really have this huge lacuna, and if I don't take care of it now, it will haunt me for the rest of my life. So my passion started with a conviction that I can speak and I can communicate. So I started with expression through dance movement. Just heard somebody talking about Bharatnatyam. Well, that is my passion too. I got into Bharatnatyam little later in my life, but that was when I allowed myself an expression through various forms, different mudras and navarasas, trying to express myself with all the 9 emotions that are there available. And I was also equally lucky to find myself a platform by the name of Toastmasters International, where everybody is allowed to speak, and it's a very encouraging platform. And you are there to learn to empower yourself and enrich yourself in your communication and your leadership ability. I not just wanted to conquer that part, the communication part, but yes, the leadership also was a little lacuna because people who can't speak sometimes feel that they cannot lead. That's when I went on from various roles in my club, in my excom, right from the vice president education to president to area director and so on and so forth. Today, and then I also went ahead convincing people, negotiating with people, forming a club of my own in Toastmasters, of course. And that is when I said that, yes, Priya, you're good at it and you can do more. Passion can come in various forms, and there are various ways on expressing that. Today, I am also a speaker by profession. I'm a communication skills corporate trainer, also a behavioral skills and a language trainer. And since I believe people can really do wonders with their self-expression, I'm a body language trainer too. I train pageant contestants more. So a lot of pageant coaching is going on right now because Mrs. India contest has just happened. The next Mrs. India is going to be on. Mrs. Maharashtra is going to happen in November, and I'm all set for that to ensure that everything that I found a challenge, if I'm able to channelize some energy into my contestants, it will be so good. And it is such an empowering feeling to see someone else grow through you and someone else coming and saying, thank you. If it was not for you, maybe we would have not reached where we have. It is such an amazing feeling to be, I would say, an anchor to someone when they really need it. I love the whole point of mediumship. If you can be somebody's medium towards getting what they really want, it's an amazing feeling to have. And now my passion is about serving other people's passion and perhaps even making them recognize so. Thank you so much. And over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Priya. I think very wonderfully constructed. Being a communication coach yourself, I think it shows. And from where you started, you said the fear that you had and where you are today. It's a massive journey. Congratulations on that and the work, wonderful work that you're doing. One thing that we often miss out on is the signals that the universe sends to us through possibly the fear that you have or through showing you of what you're capable of despite not having the current capacity. These are signs of what you are attracted towards, possibly still not ready for it, but that's the side you need to start seeing and start working on and growing better, because that's the gut of what calls us for our passion and for us to develop further. Thank you, Priya, for that wonderful story about your passion and your journey. Thank you. Let's move to the next speaker. Who's coming up next? Sid. I know you're here for a short time, like you keep jumping from city to city. Now you're jumping from Hyderabad to US. The stage is yours. 3 minutes.
Yep. So hi everyone, nice meeting all of you guys online again. So a passion that I have, which I intensely follow, are actually many. You just name it and I have it, because I basically don't stick to one thing. As I don't stick in one city itself, you can understand that I don't stick on one passion as well. So I would not, I would just concentrate on two of my passions. One coming up, that I always believe that something which you don't have, something which you lack, you can always change it into your strength rather than worrying or getting depressed. But I never got a chance of how to prove it. But once I got the exposure to the real world, I understood how can I do it. So one of my greatest weakness is spellings. Being an age of 23, I still face a lot of problems with while I spell the words. I was dyslexic when I was young, which basically made me, a bit underconfident when I have to come to the public and write something. Even today, when people just come to me and just say, write a letter, just write a leave letter, I would obviously take the help of ChatGPT. So in that way, how can I how can I channelize this particular negative point about me in a very positive word? So the first passion that I always got encouraged was stand-up comedy. I can always make fun of me telling that I use ChatGPT for basic things and still people laugh. And that itself made me, get the first focus towards stand-up comedy, that I can, make mistakes happily. I can make mistakes in a very proud way. Still, that's not a mistake with that stand-up comedy. That makes me much confident when it comes to stand-up comedy, not just because of making mistakes and getting recognized, but also because gaining exposure and meeting new people on screen, off screen as well, on stage, and gain confidence by itself. So first message with my first passion is never be underconfident because of anything that you lack. You can always change it into strength, right? क्योंकि महादेव ने भी हलाहली पिया था, तभी तो वो भगवान बन गए थे, right? So the second passion is I always believed investment should be the least and return should be the highest. What can I do for this thing? Can anybody guess like what are the things that has the least investment? Investment is there. Like you cannot say dance or you cannot say stand-up comedy because there is no practical investment. It's about learning something. You keep something in it as money or just resources used and still earn a greatest profit of it. Let me be the person to answer you. I am a proficient artist. I paint a lot. So one of my recent works I would love to show you guys is this. So this is a Tangier painting which I've recently made. It's just framed, it's fresh. So the investment in it is pretty low and the returns are very high. Basically, any human being would love it. So the painting have always attracted me because, as I said, I was dyslexic. Words were not my cup of tea, is what I felt. But a paintbrush was always mine. The attachment that I had with the paintbrush was so divine that people still dare question me that you draw or paint so beautifully, but your handwriting is really a shit. Why? It's just because I love paintbrush and not a pen. Maybe that's the basic reason. People who want to go through my artistic journey, you can always go onto Instagram. My name is Sidhu__2808. That's the artistic journey that I have started. Even though I had a worst drawing, a drawing that I didn't like, which I made, or a painting which was really marvelous, which I like too, both of them are on that page, basically symbolizing that whatever you have done, you have done it. So have that confidence to show the world, even your worst, because the world is going to applaud when you serve the best. So yeah, that's my time. Thank you guys. Over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Sid. Okay, he talked about the painting on his Insta. Let me talk about his stand-up comedy on the Inner Circle channel, because the last time we met offline, he did have a performance about the people in his life, and that was about his mother. And he was worried about showing it to mother because of what he said about the event is something that you can always go back to the channel and check it out. So thank you, Siddharth. That was wonderful to share. Two passions only of the entire list that you have. Still wonderfully shared. Thank you. Let's move to the next speaker now. Who wants to come up next? Poonam? No or yes?
Yes, sir, of course.
She's passionately saying no. Over to you, Poonam.
Passion is power. Feel the power. Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. I always wondered what makes people love physics, chemistry, trigonometry. Honestly, these subjects never excited me. And when I passed class 10 also, I was muddled which stream to choose, science, commerce, or arts. I had zero experience. I had zero knowledge about this. I asked one of the learned person, and he said, science is for the genius people, commerce is for mediocre, and arts is for those who have less IQ. Frankly, I opted for commerce because it was the safest one. Then I realized later on this debit, credit, this was not my cup of tea. I realized I'm more of creative and artistic person, but it was too late by that time. And once what happened, our English teacher was absent and we had to join psychology class. There, instantly, I got fascinated by this class. The way our psychology teacher was explaining everything and, playing with the emotions of everyone. And I thought, wow, this is what I really want. But yes, of course, that was not the time because I was in the mid session. Thereafter, I got lost. I got occupied with my wedding and family life. But I always felt something is missing in my life. I don't know why I'm not getting that, that kick. Something is missing. Then fortunately, one day, one of my friends called and she told me about Toastmaster. She told me it's a platform for communication and public speaking. And luckily, my husband was sitting beside me and he said, you have plenty of time. Go join this. I joined. And there I realized, oh, this is what really brews my coffee. It's really that floats my boat. Because when I am preparing my speeches, as I'm a night owl, but then also I get up early in the morning to prepare my speech, to read books, to work on my grammar and plethora of things. If I'm exhausted also at night, I sit and I feel like time flies when I'm writing, I'm preparing a speech. And once I give my speech, I feel like I'm in cloud nine. I really feel joy. I'm really enjoying this process of giving speeches, taking roles, and this and that, and all other things like kitty parties, uh, goofing around, investing my time in kitchen. They all taken backseat. And at the top of that, I would say I just don't want to speak for the sake of speaking. I want to speak value. I'm teaching children who are underprivileged children. And when I bring their stories, when I be their voice, I feel so good. I feel so relaxed. And this is what I feel like maybe just now I heard like sir said, like universe gives us that signal. Maybe in future, I want to be motivational speaker or world class. I will be in world speaking platform. Who knows? Because every master was disaster once. So with that, I would like to conclude my speech by saying there are two important days in our life. The day when we were born, and second day is to find when we find why we are born. I found it, and I'm glad about it. Thank you. Over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Poonam. Just a quick question. Are you feeling on cloud nine?
Very relaxed. I feel like there was boulder on my shoulder and I'm relaxed.
No. The question was not that. Because last time when you gave a speech, then you said,
Oh God.
I'm just kidding. Thank you for that wonderful speech. I know the excitement and the energy that you bring in every time you're on stage. And it's wonderful to witness passion live when I see you speaking. Thank you for that wonderful speech and that wonderful experience of how you found and how you're pursuing your passion today. Thank you. Let's move to the next speaker now. Who wants to come up next? Madhu? Okay. Can you time yourself?
Sure, Rahul.
Over to you.
Thank you, Rahul. Good evening, everyone. To be very honest, I don't know what is my passion. I like doing whatever I want, no, whatever gives me joy. And in that way, suppose I have a 10 works, maybe out of that, maybe one or two works which gives me more interest. Maybe some of them feel like, no, I will do it tomorrow. Maybe that's my passion, or no, anyone will find out in that way. So I don't know exactly I am following my passion or not, but in my life, couple of years back, I joined one company where I got opportunity to work on all the tasks. Maybe I feel like that is a test. Like I heard like in the Google somewhere like you have a like eight kind of scenario questions will be there to identify your passion or your IQ, where you are good at. So I felt like that is the opportunity, and they are given different tasks. I can go to outside, meet people, and I can write it. I can see the pictures. I can tell this is good, and maybe in the that's a film background thing. And I got opportunity to work on the laptops. Like, my first laptop is a G4, Mac G4. I never touched Windows system first. That made me like some curious. Okay, whatever we are doing, maybe this computer is helping more to make the things easier or little, errorless, or maybe less with less errors. So out of those many things, I used to keep most of the time in the laptop, and I used to do the maximum works in the laptop. And someone noticed that I think no, you are a computer guy. You don't want to work any other thing. I said no, no, not like that. No, I'll work on everything. But I'm just mostly working on all the tasks which are related to the computer first. Might be that is my passion. I don't know. So then I started working on those kind of works, and luckily I'm able to find out that there are many challenges will come when we start working on technical side, and I like those challenges. I started resolving it, maybe with help of already known people, or some YouTube or articles or whatever it is. So even I used to stay till 2 3 a.m. also. So those I feel like it's giving me some joy. Then I started increasing my technical skills. Then like some of the people said, no, you are good in this, these things, can you check this, can you check that? Then I realized that I think this is my passion. So still I don't know, but still, whatever people said, that is my passion. I believe that because I also enjoyed it. Correct. So I started whatever my interest area, and I learned courses. I moved from that field to IT field, and from there I never looked back. And whatever I'm doing it, I'm just doing my best, even though I'm not good at the technical, like, or compared to many people, or like communication also, but I love to do it. So that's the reason I feel like I'm in a good position right now in my whatever I'm doing. So I feel like that is my passion. So I don't know what else will come in my life, but definitely I'm happy right now whatever I'm doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhu. When you began, you said you don't know your passion. I was surprised, because one thing that I've always observed in you is not about the thing that you're doing, but how you're putting yourself into everything that you're doing. The beautiful thing about what I've observed in you over the long period of time that we have known each other is the passion that you bring into the things that you're doing, more than choosing the things that you like doing. And there's this one question that I always have in my mind. Should we do what we love, or should we love what we do? I think Madhu stands in the second bucket, where he finds a space somewhere to start enjoying the things that he's doing. And I believe that's a great recipe to finding joy in our life, in whatever we are doing. Thank you, Madhu, for that wonderful thoughts. And life is a journey. You never know. Tomorrow you might get bored with the coding stuff or the laptop stuff, and you might find something fascinating. But I'm sure with the intent and the zeal that you do things, with the passion that you do things, I'm sure whatever you do, the outcome will always be fascinating. Thank you. Let's move to the next speaker. Who would like to come next? Chintan? Okay, Dinesh.
Yeah, I can try.
After Dinesh, is that okay? Okay, Dinesh, the stage is yours. No, I want you first now. You raised your hand. I want Dinesh first, and then we'll go with Chintan.
Good evening, all.
I think, like other persons, I was also wondering what might be my passion when this topic been asked in most of the occasions during interview or front shot and every time. I just recently figured out uh, one of the thing which I'm doing was my passion. Sorry, sorry, once again. Balak sound korchu. Yeah, sorry, Miss Kid. So one of the thing I was doing for a long time and that I have discontinued and I have resumed again. Then I can see the transformation I'm going through, and since then I felt that is my passion. That is nothing but social service. I have been doing social service since 2011 to 2017. And then recent years after move to Hyderabad, I have had some gap and I was not able to do. I was not knowing how to do all these things. But somewhere in my heart, and everyone was asking me, Dinesh, are you still doing it? Actually, still I used to get a call for the blood donors arrangement and orphanage education support, all those things. But I was not that active. But still, I'm doing my level best. But somewhere in my heart, I felt like, Dinesh, am I doing the purpose of my life? What I felt. Once into the career, you are supposed to earn and give more to the society, but are you really doing it? Actually, I was just asking myself. Then that's how I come to know about this YLP. The moment I just like normal session, I just went there and then went with the feeling of I'm going to teach the kids. The first session itself, on my face, they told me that no, you are not going to teach me. I am here to teach you all. And the way the place where I went, it's a slum area, and the kids were around the age of studying 7th to 10th standard, and they were having a different sort of experience, different sort of struggles in their life. Really, pathetic and horrific. But the way they have spoke about the uh, aspirations, passion, or the emotions they spoke about their family members whom they lost or the teachers, although really made me take, okay, they really, I need to do something for them. And now I'm just coming to the passion again. This is something I felt like, okay, this is the area I felt like my passion revolves around. I feel happy when I give more to others. I always feel like helping is a circle. And after that, I'm coming to the recent day scenario. What people were telling me, like, Dinesh, you are so lucky. You have got a lot of mentors in your life who have channeled you on that. Then I felt, hey, it's not like that because I'm helping somebody. People are helping me on my back, and I am getting into a lot of good support all the occasion because I did something good to others. So that way I felt my passion is also, helping me in terms of me and my family and everyone, that I'm in a good position in terms of happiness and everything. It's all because of the uh, thing I have given to others. So this is what I just want to end up with. Thank you.
Thank you, Dinesh. When it comes to passion, I've always had this one question. Is passion without profits useless? Is passion without profits useless? Because we often equate the worth of our passion in the money that we churn out of it. But the reality is, from what I've seen across, that work is one facet of our life, and what we do out of our life can be a different facet altogether. We could have invested for our responsibilities, for our roles that we do, for the people that are dependent on us. We could have a space where we need to make or create financial independence for us. But does that also have to be that you have to have a passion for the business or for the income part of it? And this is something that I've been fascinated with when I looked at a lot of people, individuals who have pursued the passion without the monetary side of the picture. The kind of fulfillment and the accomplishment that they have in what their life's purpose is and how much their life is worth is not equated by money. And that's something that I'm always inspired by. Thank you, Dinesh, for sharing that in serving others, you found your passion. Thank you for that story. Let's move to the next speaker. Who's coming up next? We have Srinivasan Sneha. Okay, Chintan, go ahead. The stage is yours. 3 minutes. Madhu, Madhu is the timer.
Is it for 3 minutes? Is it?
Yeah. So 2 to 3 minutes, whatever you're comfortable. Yeah.
So I'm not prepared.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead with whatever you feel.
When people ask me that what you do, I say that on Monday to Friday, I'm a clinical research professional. And on Saturday, Sunday, you can find me anywhere, meeting in Toastmasters or performing in open mics or just singing or jamming with guitar. And I do Monday to Friday bread and butter for my bread and butter, and Saturday, Sunday is my bread and jam. So I live for my bread and jam, and I want to forget about the bread and butter, but I can't. As Rahul mentioned, that ultimately it will go to what we are earning. So my passion is always has been to be able to impact the lives with the words, because my life had taken the different trajectory when I heard lot many speeches. When I heard for the first time the Steve Jobs speech of Stanford, I could realize, I could feel that words have power. And from that moment, I started dreaming to becoming a speaker. And I was below average student of a small town with non-English background. So I just had a dream. But when I saw Dhananjaya Hettiaji speaking, I thought he saw something in me, and I realized that words have magic too. So earlier I had words have power, and then I felt that words have magic. And I did not choose that passion or Toastmasters, but Toastmasters chose me. So I landed up here. And during this my 2.5 years journey, I have discovered that I am having the passion of sharing what I learned through Toastmasters and through continuous watching movies and whatnot, how many TED Talks. So sharing the same thing, sharing the impact which I have got and making the impact with words is my passion. Last month, I started my own experimental venture called Polish Your Purpose. So I'm trying to help people polishing their purpose in terms of communication and leadership. At the same time, I'm passionate for the job which I am doing, that clinical research. I cannot leave that. So that's my passion. But the purpose is to serve people and bring the impact and change with the words which I have. So that's it. I feel there are so many people who have been changed by Toastmasters, and we as a community have obligation to serve the world too. Yeah. Over to you, Rahul.
Thank you. Thank you, Chintan. I think that was a wonderful word. And I like the analogy of bread and butter and bread and jam. The boring stuff and the spicy and exciting stuff on the weekends. Good. Thank you for that wonderful share. I loved the way you still did not go on to put your job or the Monday to Friday thing at the back burner and saying that it sucks. And while I enjoy the Saturday, Sunday, because the reality is everything serves a different purpose. Just that if you put that in the right perspective of what you're getting and how you're managing your time, I think everything serves the purpose. Thank you for that wonderful share. Who would like to go next?
Rahul, just to add,
Yes.
I think something that I'll keep continuing the job until I'll get, more money running my mouth.
That's always there. So I like to, on this pointer, I always, when people ask me, should we do what we love or should we love what we do? I always tell this thing to everyone, keep loving what you're doing until what you're doing prepares you enough to start doing what you love. And that's where the entire transition of balancing between what you're doing currently and enjoying that, because it's a life is a short journey. We can't just say that, okay, one day after 60, I'll start doing things that I love. So in that process, just enjoy what you're doing. Be all in what you're doing, even if you don't like it, and prepare yourself to getting into what you want and what you love. Thank you. Srinivasan, the stage is all yours. Thank you for joining us. It's been a long time. I think I've seen you.
Yeah, it's the
You are
second
referred
time
by Uma
actually.
ma'am, right? I remember.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for joining. The stage is yours for
Uh,
3 minutes. Madhu is a timer.
okay. I have not prepared it.
No
Anyway,
issues. Go
I'm
ahead.
just
Just sharing
trying.
what your passion is.
Okay. As many of us, many of the speakers said, the passion. Even I'm not aware about what is my passion actually. But let me just describe what is my story. Initially, in my childhood, I could remember I was in the house, like it's kind of a clay house actually. the it was not I mean during my childhood. That's what to say. Uh, it was not old house actually. When I born, it was it's about at the time itself. It was about 35 years of old house actually, which I born. Okay, so at the time the house was not. Somehow it is going to demolish like that at that stage. So my mom, I mean, planned to build a new house in around 1 or 2 kilometers far from the existing house. So at the time, she appointed the contractor, and the contractor means it is not proper contractor actually. So he is just next to whoever nearing my home. So that's what he is a contractor. So he is not properly uh, constructed, or the planning and everything was not completed proper actually at the time. So my mom used to appoint myself as a supervisor for the house, where whoever when he is building the, I mean, build up the house, I used to monitor how he is preparing, whether the he's doing right or wrong, or is there any deviation, or is there any good way I can give some kind of feedback. So it was going that way. So finally the house was built. I was actually literally a supervisor for that house in my childhood. I'm not sure whether that may mean thought, I mean, give me an interest during that time. So we moved to the new house. And after during my college, again there was a change in my family relationship. So we moved from that house to the my grandfather's house, which is in Tinagar actually. So we moved from there, from uh, Valacheri to Tinagar. Again, again here it's again it's about 25 to 40 years of age of house actually. Again it's kind of nearing the end of the house again. So it's my turn to take a lead. So I just started my career in my office, or I just started my earning. Again my mom and my brothers uh, put together and build as a, I mean, building the house actually, to construct, to demolish the existing house and construct a new house. I thought of I'll take the lead, I'll take the responsibilities of complete design and everything, since the interest which I thought, which I get from my previous experience, or so the interest is coming to here. So I just I taken the complete lead. I designed the what is how the house should be. I, I taken the complete responsibility. So from starting to the end, sorry, I think is the time up. Okay, so okay, so I taken the complete lead. And I mean, I do have, I mean, from my family, there are many, I mean, what I can say, grandparents, or the elders, many elders is there. So everybody is appreciated my work or my design. So okay, I mean, since no, this is what the latest house at the time. So even earlier, there are many houses built, I mean, constructed by my relatives. But out of it, this is what I taken all the inputs, and I put together, and I prepared my best I given. And so my, I mean, every relatives are appreciated the work. So it was good actually. So after that, I whenever my, I mean, my relatives, or even my friends, whoever is planning for even building a house or buying a house, so obviously they're taking my input actually. So even they're not taking, even I'm volunteering to give some feedback or some uh, pros and cons about the house, even flat. So that's how, I'm not sure whether it may be my passion, but I'm interested too. But since the passion is most costly than, so I cannot build more than one or two. So but we'll see. That's it from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinivasan. That was a good share, good story of how what you are excited about comes from an experience which you were put into without a choice, or it just happened and something that you discovered that this is something that excites you. That's how possibly sometimes life is. You are put in an unexpected spot and you somewhere realize the spark coming in, although you did not plan for it. Thank you. Thank you, Srinivasan. Who would like to go next? Pawan?
I would like to go.
The stage is yours, Pavan. The timer is Madhu.
Okay. So I think I may be the youngest person to quit or resign a job. At the age of 18, I started my career, and at the age of 19, I discovered that okay, it's a government job. At the end of the day, you are getting salary, but if you are not satisfied, then it's of no use. I took my first risk in my life to stop doing what I am doing, and I started getting into engineering. So people told, okay, Pawan, like now it's almost 2 years late. You'll start engineering at the age of 19. I thought, okay, if you're really passionate, then you will find the way to do. So I'm one of the state ranker, and I got into one of the best college in Andhra Pradesh. I did my engineering and started working on something that again I did not like. Then I realized that okay, like this is not something that I like. Looking back in my life, in early ages, whenever my parents used to buy some toy, I used to not play with that. I used to open the toy and see what is inside. This is the kind of curiosity that I built. And as an engineer, I always wanted to create something. And after 2 or 3 years later in my career, I switched to a role which helped me to create something on my own. I want to see something which I created and lands in the hands of customer. After 5 years from them, I was finally working on products which I used to use them at the age of 18 at a place at my government job. And at the age of 27 or 28, I find it on myself making it. So what I feel is like sometimes whatever you may like, you may not be in a position to reach that point quickly, but you have to create your own path, sometimes to help you monetarily so that you can pursue your passion by creating a path for yourself and finding out the monetary support that is needed. So when I was child, I wanted to do many things. I want to be a politician. I want to be actor and a lot of things. And as age grew, I realized that okay, is it something is my true passion or not? I only measure at the end of the day. I should be satisfied with whatever I am doing. If not satisfied, then it is not something that I am really should be in. Try finding out something. If at all some skill set I don't have, try create a plan. May not be next month or next year. It may take time, but ensure that you have financial support to survive for all these days. That will help you to reach your passion and practice that passion. Over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Pavan. I think a very practical and balanced approach to how you look at passion and your responsibilities in your life. I think that's a wonderful take about different things that you said about how the money aspect has to be taken care of. Otherwise, there's one saying that I always say to people, the first thing to go down the drain if you jump into something that you're passionate about without the balance that is needed, it's going to be passion. Because you get into things without the right environment and without being prepared. You think of it as courage, but the fact is, the passion, even if it is the passion and the purpose of your life, it could completely drain you because of the pressure that comes in because of the realities of the world. Thank you, Pawan, for that very balanced and practical approach to how you look at passion and what you're still doing to pursue your passion. Thank you. Let's move to the next speaker, Rabia. Hi, Lechu. Thank you for joining us. We are all speaking about what's your passion. No, we are not speaking about your passion, but we are talking about what our passion is. And each one of us is sharing that. And we are left with another 10 minutes of the session. We are going next with Rabia. Rabia, the stage is all yours.
Yes.
3 minutes are all you got.
Thank you.
Over to you.
Okay.
Can you see the timer, Madhu? Can you see the clock on Madhu's watch, Madhu's photo? Because you are on mobile. Okay, I'll just raise
Am
my
I
hand when
audible?
you're completing 2.5 minutes. Is that okay?
Fine. Yes.
Okay,
Am
the
I
stage is all
audible?
yours. Madhu, please restart. You're audible.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Glad to see you all. The thing, passion, as I can say, is I'm not the one who go crazy for the things as such. I'm very cool, kind of person. I never opt for the things which I do not get it. I take the things whatever I get in my platter, given by destiny or given by God, I can say. I accept it wholeheartedly.
And the thing is that yes, from the very beginning of the bend of from my childhood, I had a desire that I wish to be a teacher. So I used to play like a game of having a teacher and students, and being nobody there around except my brother, who is also elder to me, but still used to make him sit in front of me and I act like a teacher. And we used to do the homework and I used to repeat the same thing to him. And if ever he commits any mistakes, I used to shout and yell at him. And being an elder one, innocently you can say, because that time you all will be innocent. So he used to get scared of me and listen to me, whatever I say. And if he never listened to me, I always used to complain to my parents saying that, see, this he is the one who is not doing things properly. And he used to get scolding on behalf of me. So such kind of things I used to play with. And then my grandmother, I can say, who used to look at me from far off distance and watching all the things happening in front of her, she always used to say, when she is going to grow, she is definitely going to be a teacher. And that's the thing, it's turned out to be so it grew on its own, I can say. And destiny also has given me the same what I wanted to be from my childhood, and that has turned out to be my passion. And the way I go through every stage of my life for teaching my students give me a kind of satisfaction. And whatever gives you satisfaction is what I can say is the passion. So something which I really feel like doing it from the depth of my heart, and the results when they give, that is the reward of my passion, what I have for. And I learned many things, I can say. And this is the way which I got it through living life as well. It's not an exaggeration. When I got into this, I learned that how you're supposed to present yourself, how you have to be articulate, and how you're going to be in a systematic way, how you're going to go and deliver a kind of a lecture. So these things also have molded me a lot. It's now it's, I can say, listening to everyone, seeing to everyone, Uma ma'am, Rahul, and even Pragya. These are all like my role models, I can say. So I love to be a part of even Toastmaster and even the inner circle as well. But due to constraint of my personal responsibilities, I'm unable to do it. But though I may grow old, but I wish to be a part of inner circle as well as the Toastmaster. If the age is not a limit if then. So that's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabia. I had an ambition sometime very early in my life to be a model, but I ended up as a role model. Thank you, Rabia, for those kind words. It's always fascinating when you talk about teaching. And when you began, you said, no, I'm a very simple, calm girl. We know the excited Rabia that used to come earlier. And today, the presentation is calm, but we know
Thanks.
the excitement that you have when it comes to teaching and the way you talk about the entire experience of teaching and the way you influence the students that you teach is something that is visible in the spark that you have. More than the volume of excitement in the voice, it's a spark that you have. And that's what shows when you pursue your passion. Thank you. Let's move to the next speaker. We have, is Subbu here? He was joining on and off. Subbu, are you there? Because there was a bandwidth issue that Subbu was having. Who's by the name of Mathiasan? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Would you like to share what's your passion? Or Meenakshi? I see you are there, but you're only there. Okay, I think Lechu, would you like to share something with us?
Hello, hi sir.
Hi, yeah. Would you like to share what's your passion? You have 3 minutes for you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Mathiarazan is very busy with something that he's deeply passionate about. The
So
daughter
shall I?
or someone in his hand. Okay, Lechu, the stage is yours. The timer is, where's Madhu gone? No, Madhu is gone. Okay, you have 3 minutes. I'll just raise my hand if the speaker is here, the Madhu is here. You can see the timing on his photo. The stage is yours.
So when I hear the word passion, passion is something which we forget ourselves and we get involved with the action, with the circumstance which we are under. So to specific, there are certain passions. It is not a condition that we should have only one passion. So I have many. To highlight one in that is public speaking is like I'm very passionate about. The reason is I still remember when I was around like more than 5 or around that, I happened to make some address in the stage in my school assembly. So in which the things which I said, which I tried to articulate, and when the audience understood that, and when they reciprocated, like when they responded with some idea of the things which I said, so I felt that I made some difference in the audience in that time. So and years went by, and my frequency of giving such address in the stage, and so that increased. So is the feeling, my fulfillment of that activity. So I am passionate about public speaking. So with that, I can say strongly there. And there are many other passions, like to accumulate wealth, to make things happen. So only if we accumulate wealth, we could execute things which we feel to be right. So I think I'm interested in that area also. And the other thing is to get spiritually strong in us, in my current state. So that is the third passion. When I talk about the third passion, it takes more time, so the 3 minutes won't contain that. So for now, yeah, 3 of them. And thanks for the chances.
Thank you, Lachu. I think it's wonderful when you said when you began at the age of 5, or when you started speaking and it had an impact. Blessed are those who get those opportunities, and blessed are those who are able to pursue and use their purpose or their passion to serve the world. Thank you, Lechu, for that wonderful thoughts and all the 3 passions that you shared. Who would like to go next? Anyone left? Meenakshi, I cannot see you.
Yes, sir. I'd like to go next.
Okay. Can you switch on your video if it's possible? Okay. Before you start, Meenakshi, Mathiasan, would you like to go next? Because I see your child is out now. So you can quickly finish and then we can get back to Meenakshi. Is that okay? Meenakshi?
Correct, correct.
Okay,
Yes,
we go next. Okay, the stage is yours. How do I pronounce your name? I'm sorry.
You can call me short Madhi, and
Mati.
it's Tamil.
Okay, Mati, the stage is
Call me
yours. The
Madhi
timer
Anand.
is Madhu.
Yeah.
Okay, over to you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, and good evening to everyone. And today's topic is passion. In our life, do you think any of the human being doesn't have the passion? No. Everyone will have the passion. Everyone will have the goal. Otherwise, you won't be the human. Is it correct? Yeah. I hope everyone would agree on that. And we will have, and will have. Anyway, we are attached with the family. We'll have the personal goal. What I want to bring it like now the passion. We may have the passions, but when we are converting into the goal and when we are achieving it, then I can mark it that is the complete passion. To be the frank, in my personal passion, I can say like I got to be during my childhood and till date I traveled with many the kind of the bad shapes and bad times that I got to be in the future. I dreamed to be the blissful with all the members, all families, societies, and the relatives, everyone, and I have to enjoy the holidays, whatever it is. And again, the professional goals, again, professional passion, again. I got to be in the kind of the CEO for the very the large enterprises. And again, moving to the ultimate, my passion is like kind of the fame. I want to be in the fame in the particular field. Either to be, I had thought of becoming the scientist or the invention I want to do, and something I got to contribute to the society. Thank you. Back to Rahul.
Thank you, Mati. I like the way you graded each of the passion that you have. The ultimate one was the ultimate one. Thank you for that wonderful share. It's interesting about how each one of us look at and navigate through different life experiences and challenges and find our passion and build on that. Thank you. Let's move to the last speaker. Do we have Subbu and Meenakshi? Subbu, go ahead. After that, Meenakshi. Meenakshi, I'll come back to you because Subbu is having network issues, so he's dropping off on and off. Subbu,
Yes.
you can go and then we'll come to Meenakshi. Subbu, the stage is yours.
Yes, Rahul. Thank you. As I'm not switching the video, has some issue. Yeah. So, and I was in secondary education. I can't able to choose which is my passion and all the things. I approached my Guruji and asked, what is that? Which one I need to choose? And my people, my seniors are saying, you need to choose MEC, we need to choose intermediate, we need to choose maths and so on and so on. So by considering all the things, a bit of pain, and I don't want to be anything on the kind of creating a lot of confusion and creating ambiguity in my life. Then I decided that by seeing all by orchestral diagrams and Godavari bridges and all the things, somewhere else it's knocking me to see I want to be engineer. Yes, I want to be the engineer. Then I decided, sir, I want to be engineer. So what is the path to go for engineer? That there is a few options to go for engineering. One through after 10th, we need to choose for Polytechnic or we need to write MSET. Okay, we'll try with first passion with Polytechnic. Luckily, I got opportunity to work, got a good rank in the Polytechnic. I choose my passion to, then I decided I got rank in this Polytechnic. Then I need to choose which stream I need to select. Then again, I'm digging myself and identify the path for that. Oh, I want this one for generating the power and electronic sector. Then I choose for that. So once I done this, got a clear path in my life, I just decided to go with my passion. It's helped me to endless effects. It go me like it can work. Because of my choosing my path clearly, right? I can work continuous, energetic, and continuous innovative way. Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you, Subbu. The fact that you're still speaking shows about the desire to talk about passion and see how excited we get despite whatever challenges, whatever limitations that we face, that passion finds its way out. Thank you, Subbu, for sharing that. Meenakshi, I'm sorry to have kept you back. Can you switch on your video if it's possible? The stage is yours now. What's your passion?
Passion, according to me, is first I thought succeeding in something is known as passion. Just like whether we like it or not, succeeding in something is passion. But later on, I understood succeeding is not alone a passion. The process which we like, the process which undergoes the hard work we do is known as passion. We need to like that again and again. In that case, I found the passion of my life for the first time is when I was a kid. I was a little chubby kid, so people used to call me, you're fat, you're looking, your looks are not well or good, and etc. So their words came into my mind, and I kept on reducing my weight. I did not go for any weight loss process from outside. I did it myself by having fruits every day, having water, regular intake of water, and so did, and with some exercise. For weight loss without exercise is not possible, right? So with some exercise, just at home, doing exercise at home, um, and I reduced weight when I was in seventh standard. I was in 40. My height is a little bit, I am taller, but my weight was 40 for 3 years, seventh, eighth, ninth. For 3 years, I was in 48 weight. So this is how I found my first passion of my life. I was thin for many years too, and now later I have become a little chubby again. I have to continue the process again. So this is how I found the passion of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Meenakshi. That was a wonderful share. It often takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable, to be showing what we lack. But something if you're passionate about, I think it helps us accept that, embrace it, and make that a centerpiece of our life. Thank you for that wonderful share and sharing with us, all of us, about your journey of how you found your passion and something that you're deeply passionate about. Anyone left? Would anyone would like to share any of your thoughts before we close the meeting for today? Okay, I think, like I mentioned to all, sometimes you just don't need to tell what your passion is. You just have to show what your passion is. I hope for the last 1 hour or so, you could see what I am truly passionate about what I or what my heart skips a beat for, and something that I love doing, and something that I'm doing right now. Public speaking and inspiring people to share their stories, inspiring people to live a better life, inspiring people to live a life. With that, I hope each one of y'all had so much of an excitement listening to so many passion stories, so much of inspiration from each one, and different kind of passions that each one of y'all have, and you've got insights about how beautifully you can also pursue your passion at a much deeper level and with much more stories for you all to find inspiration from. With that, we come to an end for today's session, but the show doesn't end here. With the same theme of what's your passion, we have an offline meet tomorrow, which is scheduled to happen tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. in High Tech City in Hyderabad. So if you are in Hyderabad, looking forward to seeing you all join us at that offline meet. Imagine where just one person is speaking with the mic unmuted and talking about passion. Imagine being in a room full of people with so much of vibrant energy talking about passion, experiencing passion, and seeing the vibe of what it is to live with passion. That's what we are going to have tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. in Hyderabad. So if you're in Hyderabad, don't miss it out. Please join us. And if you could do us a favor, anyone that you know in Hyderabad, the poster is shared in the Speak Up Club group. If you know anyone in Hyderabad and with the experience that you've got right now of how it feels to listen to passion stories, share it with them. Ask them to join us tomorrow in the offline meet. Register in the link so that we can prepare better for the number of people who are going to turn up for that meet. Looking forward to seeing you all, if you're in Hyderabad, in the offline space meeting. And I hope each one of you all had a great experience in this meeting, sharing what your passion is and listening to stories about what passion means to each one of us. Thank you. With that, we come to an end for today's meeting. Anyone would like to share any feedback, any thoughts about the meeting? And like I always promised, the fourth Friday of every month will be the free and open to all open mic session that we plan. And this is what we continue to promise. And this is what we continue to do. Every month, fourth Friday will be open mic like this. And we all get a platform to express ourselves. Anyone would like to share any feedback before I close the meeting for today? Yes, Madhu, go ahead.
About our topic today, generally people says that you have enough money. Maybe earlier days we say like 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, but I think now we need to talk about, crores. Okay, if you have 100 crores, what will you do? Are you continue to doing the same job right now? What are you doing? Then you're following your passion. So I don't know how it will, reality will come. So yeah, that's a word related to our theme today. Just I wanted to share. Yeah, thank you.
Interesting insight. Thank you. Thank you. This is one way in which people are questioned or challenged to find their passion. Imagine you have all the money that you need. You have all the people that look up to you or are expecting something from you being served. Would you still do what you're doing now? If not, ask yourself, what would you be doing if not what you're doing now? And possibly that's where you'll get an indication or the possibly a small spark towards the indication towards what your passion is. Probably use that. A great insight. Thank you, Madhu, for sharing that. And anyone else would like to share anything?
Rahul, listening to what Madhu and you shared, a bit of funny or on a lighter note, I think it reminded me of the words of Shah Rukh Khan. He said, "Don't be a philosopher until you become rich."
Interesting. More than being rich or professing to someone, I think the idea is about how much can you live with? How much can you live with? That's the entire point. How much can you live with? If you find that threshold or that crossing of that threshold, I think that's when you need to make choice, because more often than not, our wants will never be satisfied. Even if, like Madhu, you said 100 crores, some people after 100 crores are also chasing the next 100 crores. So the problem is not the 100 crores. The problem is the want that we have, and where are we willing to let go of that further desire versus pursuing our passion. So that's the point. Thank you. Thank you, Chintan, for adding that.
And
Yes.
just the stage is open. I want to share with everyone that on 28th, Rahul is coming to our club in Toastmasters, and the session is open for all who wants to join. So he would be delivering a keynote and educational session on how to craft a speech. So hope to see some of you there also. And over to you, Rahul.
That's the president of Toastmasters of Baroda Club speaking. Thank you. Yeah, I'm honored to be having or being there on your platform and sharing the thoughts. I cannot share it in the Speak Up Club group, but I'll be definitely sharing it in my status. So if you're interested, and you can always reach out to me if you're interested to join that session. Thank you. With that, signing off for today's Speak Up Club Open Night. This one will always remain special because it talks about everything that we all love. Good night. See you all on the next Open Mic Speak Up Club session next month, 4th Friday, for the online one. And for all those, I'm looking to see your faces if you're in Hyderabad tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. Good night.